Chestnut and Cerelius look for a flash hook landing onto Duck, but Duck with a great W timing to mitigate most of that damage. Rez is here on the back. They don't see him. The stun lands on Cerelius. Cerelius in deep trouble here.
Welcome to the LCC, where casual League players just like you compete against each other for the League Community Cup. And for today's matchup, we have Team Bell versus Matt's alt account, Game 2.
So far, sticking to what we saw in Game 1. The Jhin and Morgana bans, consistent. Ari is the ban here, so potentially Veigar let through. And no, he is going to be banned. So it looks like both teams happy with the early strategies. Of course, Matt's alt accounts gets to choose who they pick first. So this could be the Skarner first pick. They could steal it away here. Or they could just stick with what they did. And it is the Skarner, so we're going to see 2 games of Skarner.
We were talking about those power picks and how less impactful they are down here, but Skarner currently is one of those champs that is like the strongest champion in the game in 2 different roles. So not only like is that a good jungle pick, but it's also a top pick. And like you don't know where they're going. I don't know. I haven't done any scouting on MAA. I don't know if Bell plays it also, and like if it could be a flex pick. But like Skarner is a dangerous champion. He's so tanky and he has a lot of base damage.
Ooh, and the Senna picked into the Nautilus. Nautilus, one of the hard counters into Senna. Just got nerfed this patch. I'm assuming you're talking about the Skarner. It is a little nerfed, but he's still like 55% win rate jungle, right?
Alright.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Senna picked into Nautilus, because usually if I see Senna on a team, I want to pick a hook champ like Thresh or Nautilus and just make their life hell. Her worst matchup is the Pyke, but I don't think Chestnut knows or has Pyke in his pool. So the Nautilus selected here, and will we see... I mean, I think there's a lot of options, and it's the Brand on R3 into a couple of mid lane bans. A little surprised to see the Aurelion Soul, because Brand is the #1 counter into Aurelion Soul. But here it is nonetheless.
I think it's just like in that late game fight when they had that Elder, that Aurelion Soul ultimate just did so much damage. Even with how behind he was, he just scales. And he does too much damage in such a huge area that I think he's just too big of a threat to let through.
It's fair. It's fair. Now with Samira and Kalista banned, the AD pool is beginning to get pinched here. The Senna is a flex, could go carry or support. Kaelin's still open for both sides, pretty wild. And the Xayah is the pick here. So Xayah, Nautilus, that's a little disengage and engage, but plenty of CC, and this could potentially open the Nautilus up to roam.
Oh yeah, Xayah is pretty safe. If they try to engage too hard, she has her ultimate to get away, and that would allow for Chestnut to get around the map on the Nautilus, catch out this jungler trying to get to objectives. He was doing it pretty well last game, picking the jungler before he could get any of these objectives. We got a Pantheon locked in, and we got a Swain.
Pantheon
Senna.
Swain.
I think this is our sexy on the Swain. And
you think so?
Support.
Okay, yeah, so. Definitely could be. And then a Mordekaiser answer into the set.
Focuses of like carry potential. Swain is not as easy to blow up as a Caitlyn is with this Nautilus hooking him. Like Swain wants you to be in his face so he can keep his ult up, keep that damage proccing. And if Nautilus hooks him, like, and if he gets his ult off, then you're just standing there burning in it, you know?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think that's a decent pick.
Are you hearing?
I am in game.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Awesome. So
I did reconnect.
It looks like a little bit of a different strategy. 4 coming bot side for Matt's alt accounts here, and Chestnut spots it out. Inferno is pretty alert here, but the 5-point defense from Team Bell in both games here, and there's no crazy level 1 shenanigans. Actually, an insane thing to note, this has to be a mistake, but it's 2 World Atlases for the side of Team Bell, and Cerelius has made an item error here, picking up a World Atlas on mid lane Brand. This is definitely going to be detrimental to the lane phase, but what's done is done. So how do you like? I don't even know what he does here.
What did I just say? Brand is a support, not a mid laner. It's in his recommended. He just clicked the recommended buy. Didn't even think about it. I don't even know if he even notices yet, or if he's just gonna have to deal with it. But he just bought it and walked to lane, and then realized too late.
This is crazy, right? Like the World Atlas Brand is that not just actually insane?
I mean, yeah, he's gonna start getting incredibly diminished gold very soon. On this CS.
He's just gonna be 400 gold behind in the lane because he has to go back and get a Doran's ring, or like there's no. This is also gonna hurt Chestnut. Our Sexy with a really nice root here and already some early brand damage.
Yeah, I think Cerelius is really gonna try to add numbers to that poll to get that first blood to make up for that 400 gold deficit. He's gonna have to get an early back in to get some lane power, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, some really nice burn damage already landing here, and we'll have to see if that passive is able to make a big difference. But he has the teleport. There's no ignite. There's no exhaust to deal with the actual lane power, so it's just all about shoving and getting the lane resets. Duck is taking a pretty aggressive trade here onto Bell. Bell should have a decent shield, but he doesn't activate the shield, and first blood solo Bolo in the top side picked up for Duck. Meanwhile, Cerelius trying to find the solo kill as Reds is already shoved very low. He is going to back successfully on under 50 HP. So unlucky here, and I hate to say it, but I bet if he doesn't have World Atlas, I think he picks up that kill.
I think you're right. He does do a good job, Reds does, of holding his E to mitigate that passive explosion from the Brand. So it may have gone the same way, but he was so low, all that extra damage from the Dorans might have helped secure that kill. First blood going up to Duck again.
That's twice, right? That's two.
Yeah, that's 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Bell handles it this time with a more primary, like going against a higher damage threat than a Zac in the top lane.
Chestnut standing very aggressive here, but the Never Root is going to miss out of our Sexy, and so Inferno and Chestnut are just happy to trade a couple. Trade a little bit here, find some CS. It looks like our Sexy and Fia have found a lane where they do have the priority and the ability to just push them in consistently. It is kind of double range. Fia is in trouble here, but Chestnut is going to hook the minion. But this is the first gank, and so Aztec is here onto Reds. Flash out from Reds, and that's a gank for Flash, so both of them using summoner spells. But that mid lane could be important. The Never Root is going to land onto both, but our Sexy is already below half HP, so backs out of that, and they kind of trade even in that trade there after the Never Root landing. I thought that would be more Swain favored.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Swain has a lot of like upfront burst damage early on like this, and
more fighting topside.
Once he gets that first, like, his spell rotation out, he doesn't have much left early on like this. Bell is going to chase Duck down here.
Yeah, and he gets a flash. I don't know if he needed to flash that, but yeah, both of us thinking the same thing there. But nonetheless, it did happen, and so now more damage coming through. The W is going to trade out, and Bell is low again. Really quick on the itemization, it's Boots and Tier for Cerelius after the World Atlas start, and if anything, it just shows he's a little tilted after the after that first game.
Yeah, he is going for the scaling like thicker
Both
brand build
junglers.
here.
Yeah, both junglers meeting topside. They're going to back up a little bit. They do have mid pressure, and it looks like teleport could come out from Bell to help secure it. Emperor is here, so both junglers kind of dancing around this early objective. Fia's on the roam, and that leaves our sexy bot side alone, so they're going to go for the all-in. The Neverroot misses, and both junglers are fighting, so 2 fights happening at once. Our sexy's going to be flashed on, and he's 1 auto too short. He gets away alive. Empro is down to a quarter health. Aztec is here. Duck is taking a lot of damage out of nowhere. He elects to ult Aztec into, and they are going to pick up 1. They also, not only do they get Aztec, but they get 1, and that's a second Void Grub going over. So
The
that's
haymaker
so far
coming out
so
of
good
set.
for Matt's alt accounts.
It's so strong. As I thought Team Bell played this pretty well. Like, they had all the priority in the world coming out of mid lane. Unfortunately, Bell had just reset, so he got there late.
Yeah, I think he should have teleported. I think Bell should have
Yeah.
teleported into that fight, because I think that goes totally different if it's a 3v3 from the start. Inferno and Chestnut almost able to capitalize, but not quite. The Ignite was on cooldown from an earlier engagement, just coming off cooldown now, so that made the difference. And
I mean,
our sexy escaped
you
with his
forget
life.
it's only 7 minutes in, so at best case scenario, he has to TP to his tower.
Yeah, that's true,
So I
but
think he still gets there a
Aurelius
little
in a
late.
lot of trouble here. He is going to land the stun onto Reds, able to flash the lasting Q damage, which probably would have been enough. So
I think it does kill there. That Q does a lot of damage, and he was ignited, forcing the flash out.
Bell dodging that critical center mass on the W. Neverroot
This
is
is
going
a-
to land here. Yeah, it's just
It's
kind
a
of like
big
all these.
step in the top lane.
They're all fighting a lot. Wait, a hook from Chestnut lands, and Dorothy is in a lot of trouble. They're level 5 though, no level 6s, but Aztec is here to try and turn it. The ghost is going to come out from our sexy, and the flash hook lands from Chestnut. Chestnut does not miss, and that's another kill. The first of the match going over to Team Bell.
This game is going to be bloody. They are brawling consistently in every lane. And they secure the dragon. Well, they don't secure it, but it gives them prio for the dragon here on that pick down bot. But Skarner is looking, and he has 6, and he can get through the wall.
We'll see if Reds is able to get to this fight. The engage here lands the W. Actually, a really nice trade. And Empro is able
and he
to get
gets
in.
it.
He got the steal. Aztec now in a ton of trouble as the double suppress lands. The hook to try and counter it out. Inferno with a great ulti, but no mana to cast E. So Sorelius is going to be there to pick up the kill. The rest of T-Bell so low, but Reds and our sexy can't find the entrance in. The brand ultimate is going to go through. The stun is going to land, but now the rest of Matt's ult accounts are there. He is able to get out no flash, and Sorelius
avoids
walks
all the
away.
CP, and he gets out, and he defends his team. Great play for
What a
Sorelius
steal. I'm
there.
going to back up really quick and go to that steal. Let's take a look.
Unfortunately, they do get the dragon stolen from them.
Yeah. Oh, I went way too far back.
You went really far back.
I don't know why it took me that far, but I guess we'll just watch this clear.
Alright, so this is how Impro clears.
So they started. He's on red.
They see him on vision too.
Oh my gosh, so he just Skarner walked over the wall, and then we saw the rest of the play from there. Yeah, great play. Let's see if we need to...
So that clear put Skarner at 6, gave him enough camps to give him an upgraded smite, and he had the smite advantage over Aztec. And he can smite. He was able to smite it.
We're
at a
right
higher
back
rank.
into a gank, and Inferno is rooted. There's no ulti here as it was used in the dragon fight. So a nice pickup here and a nice, really nice play from Matt's ult accounts to get one. The Skarner ulti is going to land onto Chestnut. Chestnut in a lot of trouble. He gets a little minion blocked, and that's a nice double kill from the bot lane and jungler. Emperor with a great gank timing to try and get this bot lane snowballing. Matt's ult accounts is up 900 gold.
Clean gank from Impro there. Saving the ult for after They get the first kill and almost an escape on the Nautilus.
Duck
forcing him
with the
back in.
flash pull into the ultimate, and he's going to deliver him straight to his team. Emperor is there to dunk on him, and Aztec with the overextend absolutely punished hard here. He was going for the counter invade after seeing the jungler bot, but he's overstaying, and Duck really able to punish him for it. This is definitely Matt's alt accounts off to a much cleaner start here in the second game.
And that's going to secure them 6 grubs. 6 grubs and dragon. They are way ahead on these objectives. Starting to build this early gold lead across the board. I mean, the only hope that Team Bell has at this point is the CS difference in the mid lane. Again, it is a huge CS difference. Can this brand carry this game?
Yeah, if we check at the gold, he's 1,300 gold up again. Is fighting bot side though, actually, and it looks like a root is going to land, and Dorothy drops. Sorry, Fia going down. Reds is here, but it's just an overextend from Reds and Fia, and so Inferno picks up one, and Aztec picks up one. So Bell on the bounce back here, and how many plates will they get bot side? Really nice counterplay from Bell. Honestly, when they needed it most, it was about to snowball out of control for Matt's alt accounts.
Nobody's here to defend
teleport.
TPing.
This is Duck coming in, and they don't see it. They do not see it. And so it's going to be a 3 versus 4 as their solo lanes continue to try to get out. Inferno flashes out, but it's into the W, and our sexy is there. He flashes forward. That's one. The Neverroot misses, so Aztec might be able to escape, but so many slows are landing onto Aztec. Empro is here, but it will be too little too late as both Neverroots miss. So they pick up one on the counter. Inferno drops, but Bell and Cerelius both shoving hard in the solo lanes.
Incredible TP play. Unfortunately, it does only give them net them 1 kill, but it does save the bot tower and allows for our Sexy and Thea to pick up some plates down there.
This is gonna be a stop. They still land the stun after the flash, and the ulti lands. So Cerelius with a really greedy back gives over a kill. And just more gold, unnecessary to die there, I think. Really trying to get away with a quick reset, but he's got teleport. I don't know, that just punished there for his placement.
Duck is just making his rounds around the map, and everywhere he goes, there's success. The amount of CC coming out of that 3, Reds, Impro, and Duck, you cannot survive it, especially single target.
Absolutely, and Duck was 2-0 at this point in the last game. He's 3-0 here. Duck having a great series. Aztec is going to walk in, try and steal, and he gets the steal. So neither jungler can set up an objective correctly, but that is one for each team. There's a fight on the bottom side of the map as Fia is picked off, so that's one each. But Cerelius should drop here again. Another
pulled back out.
Stun into suppress. He's stunned here again, and he will drop. Reds could burn. It looks like he's going to survive here. He's on 41, 36 HP, but he gets out alive, and as does Empro. So just a couple of ticks of HP, and you wonder, did that 400 gold at the start of the game onto World's Atlas, is that 3 kills that he lost to that item? It's starting to hurt here.
Reds is holding his damage immunity so well, keeping Cerelius from finishing off these kills. He keeps surviving on so little HP, playing it so well.
And Duck probably feeling pretty confident here. This Mordekaiser pick was supposed to contest in lane, but Duck 15 CS up at this point and a couple of kills. He should feel pretty confident to take these trades. And there's another one. He takes half of Bell's HP there with a nice little trade. So this Mordekaiser is going to start to find this game pretty difficult. Yeah, not sure what Mordekaiser will be able to do here in the mid game.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult for Team Bell.
Chestnut looking. A lot of damage landing, and the root onto him. the pull out, but so all of this CC is going on to Chestnut, and so his carries are able to just hit over and over. Reds is going to drop here. That's 2 kills already. Emperor with a great 3-man suppress, but his team is dead, and it's a shutdown. It's a 3 for 0 because they sent their support topside. And we talked about the roaming support of Chestnut, and it pays dividends here for Team Bell as they take a 1k gold lead and the Herald after fighting for that neutral objective.
That is what they needed. They are going to crack open this map a bit. They collected a 600 gold shutdown onto Cerelius' brand. That's where that gold needed to go. And they pull ahead a bit. And the game looks a lot closer now after that one play.
And it looks like the Herald will get a second charge again, just like in the first game. So Team Bell picking up both Heralds in both games. They're roughly 1,700 gold ahead. Hashtag goofed in the chat, calling out Matt's alt accounts for that Herald play. Yeah, they just looked a little unsynergized compared to how good they've looked with the set Pantheon so far. Just missing the coordination on their ultimates. And Emperor landing a beautiful 3-man ulti, but it was not at the right time. And so Inferno is going to cleanse this engage from Red. So Red's getting a nice little summoner spell here just off of a standard W. Really nice jump in there. And Inferno now no cleanse, so this could be an angle here.
Oh, this game can go.
Yeah, it's heating
way.
up. It's heating up.
Yeah.
This whole series has been a banger. Let's remember to sip check here.
Oh, true.
Neverroot is going to miss from our sexy. But it looks like they're continuing to stay spread. Cerelius in a tough spot here. He's spotted on vision, and he is down here alone. And the rest of Matt's alt accounts are trying to own this side, this part of the river. Chestnut and Inferno both sitting mid. Our sexy only at level 9, so despite getting a little bit of solo time, not able to get the levels. Chestnut could look for a hook, elects not to, and we stalemate again. So next dragon is coming up, both teams at 1 dragon each. Yeah, what's kind of the angle here? Like, we're looking for a Nautilus hook engage, right? Like, that's got to be. Do you expect the top laners in these fights?
I expect Duck in these fights. As of the way it's been going so far, I feel like Bell feels like he just needs to catch up and create pressure in his lanes. I would like to, because he is weaker and he knows he's weaker and he can't 1v1 this set anymore. And so he needs to bind these timers where he can shove out his lane. Reds
is in here.
Free
Reds is covert ops in here.
Team.
It might not
so
matter.
Seth's already pushed this lane. And
the hook lands onto Fia. Fia's going to get blown up here. A great find. And the rest of Matt's alt accounts now are grouping. So it's going to be a 4 versus 5 as they approach this team fight. But they are down. They are down a player here. And Team Bell should have their pick of the litter. Chestnut will look for a hook. And if a hook lands, they will gladly take the 4 versus 5. Cerelius positioning very aggressively, trying to bait out a play, but remember, Duck has flash here, so partial damage going down. We got to keep an eye on Emperor. Watch Emperor on the side. He could get in just like he did early. They're trying to bend it, but the suppress comes through. The smite is going to miss, and our sexy's into the entire team as so much damage comes through. Inferno gets it for Team Bell, but Aztec and Bell both drop. 2 more drop on the side of Matt's alt accounts, and it looks like despite being a 4 versus 5, the Senna ultimate was able to even out a lot of the health, and so they walk away 2 for 2. But Team Bell picks up the dragon. What a fight there! Really even. These teams coming away, they're so evenly matched, Tanner.
It's crazy. There is so much damage coming out of this brand, and I think in plays like that, like catching the Senna is nice and all, but I think you need to catch somebody else just because her global ult, if she's back alive by the time you take it, she can still affect those fights. Pantheon's the same way. If you pick him too early, he can come right back in. So these fights can be crazy and can turn really fast.
Yep,
They
so Senna
did,
was alive. Emperor makes it into the pit. The snipe comes across. It lands onto 3. Beautiful suppression. Inferno with a great ulti. Our Sexy just dealing so much damage in onto all of them here. Like a ton of healing. Eventually it does drop, but great plays.
Yeah, both junglers not landing the smite, and the dragon is picked up by the Inferno. So the dragon does go over to Team Bell there, so they come out ahead. Technically, it's a 3-for-2 and a dragon since they picked up the Sin at the beginning of that engagement.
Game is such a roller coaster. My heart is pounding. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's 500 gold difference between the teams. It is a even game. I think the objective for or the target for Matt's ult is this brand. Picking him first before these objectives is going to be what they need to do to turn these.
It's really hard for Matt's ult accounts to find a pick, though. It's going to have to be a full commit of like Pantheon ulti and Skarner just full deep diving, and there might be enough peel to keep this brand alive. Inferno playing really well this game as well. Definitely deserves an honorable mention. Duck is trying to find his way in, but just outside of the lane phase and some of these ganks, these team fights are really tough for a set to enter, and Matt's ult accounts doesn't have a good way to enter these fights. They want to be aggressed onto. And, you know, to be honest, Chestnut is going to be looking for the hooks, so they might get what they want, but pretty tough for them to find a pick here with this team comp. Inferno is going to elect to ultimate out here, but the root is still going to land, and a flash forward by Duck that is going to pick out Inferno. He will drop, and so that's 1 down and a shutdown here going over to Duck and Matt's ult accounts. Cerelius is here on the backside. A stun coming through and a good burst as our Sexy is going to be counterpicked. No vision in the bush there, and so that's 1 for 1. Both carries dropping. And Aztec, Chestnut, and Cerelius look for a flash hook landing onto Duck. But Duck with a great W timing to mitigate most of that damage. Rez is here on the back. They don't see him. The stun lands on a Cerelius. Cerelius in deep trouble here as he's going to burn. That's 2 going over to Red's awesome. Bell and Aztec for Team Bell. What can they do here as Matt's ult accounts run them down? It's a triple kill for Reds. And 6 and 2 on the Pantheon. We said he was going to have trouble with the CS. He doesn't have trouble with the kills. Absolutely, Matt's ult accounts will turn towards the Baron 23.5 minutes in.
So I was going to say that at the end of that play, it looked like our Sexy may have gotten a little bit greedy trying to get damage down on the Nautilus, and he gets caught for it. But then immediately after, Aztec wants to get greedy and goes in for the engage again, and they get punished for it. Insane back and forth game here.
Just a little bit of overchase. They had the 1 for 1. They end up just wanting to find more. And the Team Bell overextension, they've played really well, but that was in Game 1 they overextended, and here again in Game 2, no caster curse this time. They did it all by themselves. Just pushing a little too far. Playing great League of Legends, and then just giving over that last little edge right when it matters most.
It was an amazing flank from Reds on the Pantheon, and Bell, I think, arrives to the fight a little too late to do anything, and ends up falling himself.
So I will say they've got Baron here, but they're not in the lanes. They're not using their Baron. So
right.
Bell with a nice push here top side, and he does have teleport to come in. Chestnut a little overextended here. Duck misses actually, and so Blue Wolf is picked up. But the Red's ulti onto the back, and so he's being chased down by Aztec. It's happening 2 fights at the same time. Our Sexy flashes into Inferno. He dodges out the Neverroot, but Aztec will drop. Reds is very low. Duck is 1v1ing Cerelius on the other side, but Cerelius wins that 1v1, and our Sexy is 1v1ing the Inferno. That's 2 down for Team Bell and 1 for Matt's ult accounts. Cerelius will get chased down here as Red's Awesome picks up another kill. Chestnut will also drop as it's a double kill. And now with 4 dead, this could be open inhibitor. I don't know if they've got time to break open the Nexus. Yeah, Yeah, really nice,
Um,
really clean team fight and nice finds in the jungle in the split
just a
fight.
bunch of brawls happening, and the entire time, Skarner does not care. He's securing the objective. He did not even look away. He was fighting the dragon the entire time while everyone else was taking these 1v1s throughout the jungle. They do break open the base.
Yeah, just the one inhib. I think that's the exact type of fight that Brand does not want to fight, and that's what Matt's alt accounts. That's their desire. They want to have this kind of skirmish heavy style where the Pantheon and the Swain can like fight on their own. It's definitely important for Team Bell to fight uniform, as Chestnut finds a hook here onto Fia, but no damage to follow up. So gold lead now ballooning to 4.5k gold. Both teams do have 2 dragons. It looks like Aztec and Cerelius might find a kill here onto Duck. The W lands a lot of damage onto Cerelius. He might drop here, but Aztec is able to pick it up just in time. And so a nice find here on the overextend, but Reds is pushing topside. So Baron is run out here.
Individually, Matt's alt accounts are incredibly strong, and so when they're taking these 1v1s, they're heavily favored. Whereas a lot of the power from Team Bell's coming out of this Brand, and when they're not grouped up, he really does get nerfed. Like, yes, he won his 1v1, but the rest of his team was gone, and he ends up getting picked off.
And Team Bell is being aggressed onto here. It's all of them onto. Oh no, Bell is going to drop to our sexy, and Inferno drops here as the rest of Matt's alt accounts just find the fight. Chestnut now one of the last ones standing, and Aztec is shoving bot. He does get a tower, but Cerelius is trying to hold the base here, and so all of Matt's alt accounts, it's a 5 versus 2 to end the game. Will they be able to? Does Cerelius and Aztec, do they have the wave clear to save the game for Team Bell? It looks like they might not, as 2 turrets both go down and they're onto the Nexus. Cerelius stunned up on the side. They're looking for more kills, but it won't matter as the Nexus drops and Matt's alt accounts take both games. It's another 2-0. This one a little less clean, but great gameplay coming out of Matt's alt accounts, and that is 4-0 and definitely a league leading team.